Seth Simmons from East Carolina University, right-handed relief pitcher, as good as they get at the back end of a game. The interesting thing about Seth that I remember most is he'd show up at Cardines Field with this arm sleeve on his right arm, cocky, confident, 5'8", running around before the game, just knowing that when his time came on the mound, he was going to be ready. And he was absolutely fun to watch. He was just so good.
Seth Simmons. Every team needs a closer, and for the Newport Gulls, that was Seth Simmons. When he came into a game, you knew that game was over. The fireman, the Little Wayne song would play. He would trot in from the bullpen. And, you know, he had just this relentless way of attacking hitters where he just refused to give in. He didn't really walk guys. He went right after them. And when you have a guy like that at the end of your bullpen, anytime you get a lead, really shortens the game. So to have a guy like Seth coming out of the bullpen just really made the difference in those big games, especially in the playoffs. You just knew he was going to come through. That made a huge difference for the Newport Gulls. That's what Seth Simmons brought to the table.
What I love most about Seth, he was so competitive. When he got on the mound at the back end of a game, 95-mile-an-hour plus fastball from this fast arm, but his slider was wipeout slider. And then, you know, you just challenged everybody because he felt like he was going to beat anybody who was up at the plate. He's going to beat you, and he did.
Simmons from the stretch. He deals. Struck him out looking on the inside corner. Run up by John Leeds.
So I think what really stands out about Seth is that team was really talented. I mean, if you go up and down that roster, that pitching staff, I mean, there were guys who really competed at a high level. And Seth was the guy who, at the end of the game, you wanted with the ball in his hands, you know, with a one-run lead. You wanted, with the game on the line, you wanted him to have the ball in a big spot. And I think that's what makes him a Hall of Famer.
Seth Simmons, here's a guy that comes in, and the entire league was afraid of him because he would just shut you down. There was no question about it. Seth Simmons is going to take the mound, ninth inning, doesn't matter if it's a one-run game, a two-run game, save situation or not, and he's going to close it out and end it. There's going to be no way to get around it.
Just a great summer for you here. I'm sure you had fun.
Oh, I had a great time, you know, and it's always good when you pitch good. So, yeah, I had a great time. I just came up here, Coach told me to just pound the strike zone, and I did, and it's funny when Coach tells you to do something, it works. So I did that all summer, and, you know, it paid off, and I really enjoyed it up here. I appreciate all the fans and the things y'all do and the support our coaches gave us. You know, it was probably the best summer I've ever had, so I'm going to take it back with me to school.
What a competitor. You know, had a little hand cannon, throw the crap out of the ball. 5'8", 5'9", not very tall in stature, but big heart, was not afraid of anybody on the mound, competed his ass off out there, and really, you know, had a lot. I think he had 10 saves for us during the year and 2 saves in the playoffs, and you know, did a wonderful job for us, and really, you know, he was came up here and we weren't sure what we were getting, but man, we got a lot out of Seth Simmons, and pound for pound was the best pitcher we had on our team that year. And just very proud of what he did for us and the way he competed on the field for us in the Gulls, and he was wonderful off the field. And now he's scouting with in Texas with, I believe, Texas Rangers, but he's scouting in the Major League Baseball, which is great, and continuing to give back to the game. And loved having Seth with us, and very proud of you, what you did for us. Thank you, Seth.